In the collector scene, Shining Fates was one of the most popular sets, as many collectors were chasing down this Shiny Charizard VMAX. From a gameplay perspective, there's not a lot to write home about, but there's a couple of cards that we should talk about here. I'm Jet from inthirdperson.com. Make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and let's talk about the best cards in the Sword and Shield era with a focus on gameplay. But yeah, we should still talk about the Charizard. There was a lot of hype for this card being the next big thing. Prices in the hundreds of dollars for this. It's definitely fallen on hard times since, as the Pokemon companies released tons more Shining Fates products. I just went to the store yesterday and saw ETBs, so it's not that hard to get this Charizard, but if you get this Charizard, wow, it's an absolutely stunning card IRL. Good for you. And also kind of a fun card to play in your decks, your Arceus decks, your Lost Zone decks. Don't sleep on this one. We also got Eternatus VMAX, the gold version. These are gorgeous cards. I happen to have, this wasn't planned to be in the video, the gold Mew here. I also have a gold Ice Rider, which is pretty sick. They look really nice, but this one ended up not being particularly valuable either, though Eternatus VMAX was one of the strongest cards of its time. We also got shiny versions of basic Pokemon, and Vs and VMAXs as well. Here's the Shady Dealings Inteleon with the cool hand gesture thing, and I've definitely seen people play this version of Inteleon because Shady Dealings is awesome, and so is this card. If you bought the Shining Fates ETB, you got this promo for Eevee VMAX. Cute card, pretty pointless and useless from a gameplay perspective. 3 colorless energy, 150 damage, and you flip a coin and maybe you don't get hit. There's a lot of ways around it, escape rope, boss, and so on, and 150 damage is just not good enough. Here is a card that in the Silver Tempest era has really found its footing. Amazing Rare Yveltal with the move Amazing Destruction. When this card first came out, you look at that attack cost and go Fire, Psychic, Dark, Colorless, and your opponent's active Pokemon is knocked out. No way we're ever going to be able to use this card. And now, thanks to Lugia and the Archeops engine, this is one of the biggest cards in the game right now. Absolutely crazy. Instant KO on anything it touches. If you're not playing Yveltal, you better get a big Parasol on your Pokemon. We also have Amazing Rare Kyogre, and this one is not as strong in Standard, even in the realm of a Lost Zone engine, but in Gym Leader Challenge, which is a singleton format, an alternative way to play the Pokemon trading card game, this card recently got banned because it is too OP. Amazing rares from this set, apparently putting in work. Reshiram, again with the crazy cost, Fire, Lightning, and Dark, but it does 270 damage while doing 60 damage to itself, but that's a one-hit KO on every single V. A lot of the V-Stars, you throw a Choice Belt on there and you're single-hit KOing every V-Star in the game, and even a couple of VMAXs as well. Absolutely crazy. One of the VMAXs that's actually kind of coming into its prime right now, Crobat VMAX. Now, you all know Crobat V, Dark Asset ability, put it on the board, draw up to 6 cards. And that is a staple in so many different decks. But Crobat VMAX is not a bad attacker. It's got Max Cutter, 2 Dark and a Colorless for 180, but the big move is Stealth Poison for 70 damage, and you get to switch your active Pokemon with one from your bench. And this creates all sorts of weird hit and run strategies with like Wheezing, and now there's like Leafy Camo Poncho, so you can put a Poncho on Crobat after it gets hit, do your Stealth Poison, and then leave Wheezing in the active, and they can't gust up your Crobat to punish. I expect more from Crobat VMAX going forward, and I loathe it. I love Crobat. I love Crobat VMAX. This was one of the first decks I ever made when I didn't know what I was doing, and I bought a bunch of Crobat codes from Potown store because they said Crobat was good, and I didn't know it was just for the draw part, and so I just made a deck out of Crobat VMAX because that's just what I had, and apparently now it's Crobat's time to shine. Cramorant VMAX, if you love the coin flips, this one has the move Max Jet. 80 damage, and you flip a coin. For each energy attached to this Pokemon, does 80 damage for each heads. And I'm generally not a fan of coin flip attacks. I've heard that this ended up going very far in one tournament. And with the way that the Lost Zone engine works, the way Arceus works, maybe there's you can stun someone with this. I don't know. Another Pokemon VMAX new to the set was Dhelmise VMAX, and its big move was Swinging Chain for 1 grass energy. This attack does 30 damage to one of your opponent's Pokemon for each grass energy attached to this Pokemon. So if you were able to attach, well, you swing with Max Anchor or you hit with something else and you load this Dhelmise up with energy, you could bench snipe with Dhelmise anywhere on the board, which is kind of cool. Though it never really got off the ground in a competitive way, I think. Admittedly, I started playing the game like right after this. So if there was any time where Dhelmise was actually competitively viable, please let me know. We also got Ditto VMAX from this set, and it has the move Max Transform for 3 colorless energy. Choose one of your opponent's active Pokemon's attacks and use its attack. I mean, yeah, I guess you could, but I don't really see there might be some good uses for it here and there, but especially now in the world of V-Stars, 3 prize liability, Ditto VMAX, definitely not worth it now, and I don't think it was worth it back then. We have a couple of original items from Shining Fates to talk about as well, including Rusted Shield, where the Zamazenta V gets a whopping 70 HP, bringing it up to 300 HP on a 2 prize Pokemon. Very beefy. Would only get to that point with like Regigigas V-Star, which isn't even out till the release of Crown Zenith. We also have Rusted Sword, where this was basically the precursor to Choice Belt, where you could do 30 damage to 3 additional 30 damage, swing for 260, which was a really good number at the time in the world of like tag teams and stuff still in the meta. At this point, you're probably playing Choice Belt and everyone's going to play Choice Belt to hit 30 damage on Pokemon V, but Zacian got its own thing and can hit for an extra 30. I don't know why you'd need to hit 260 damage on a single prize Pokemon, but here you go. And last but not least, Team Yell Towel, where both active Pokemon heal 50 HP. This is particularly handy in something like a Blissey deck, where if Blissey takes the first hit, you can use Team Yell Towel and you heal, and then it doesn't really matter to your opponent because they were already healed anyway. It's just a net positive for you. I know, there's not a lot to cover in Shining Fates, and this is a short video, but we are committed to showcasing all of the main sets, and I get the main sets. I know Shining Fates is a side set, but all of the main sets from the Sword and Shield era, and there are definitely cards in here that are making an impact at the time of this recording in the Silver Tempest era as well, so we would be remiss to not cover those. But until next time, we're going to wrap this up here. Thank you so much for watching. Before we go, some quick plugs. You can find me on all the things: YouTube, TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram at In Third Person. You can find me over on Twitch at In Third Person, where I stream the Pokemon trading card game every Sunday at 9 a.m. Eastern Time. And last but not least, check out the website inthirdperson.com for more articles and videos on video games, board games, and other nerdy pursuits. All right, let's get out of here. I'll see you on the next one. Later.